Andre, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Ready for the event.
European Space Agency, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Jules Grancière from the European Space Agency at the Artis Planetarium. How do you read me?
Jules, I read you loud and clear. I'm ready for the event. Go ahead.
I hand you over now to Robert Schilling.
Andre, ontzettend fijn dat
Andre, how great that you want to be here with us. We have the impression that you're kind of aboard the planetarium here. We can see you on screen. You cannot see us. The room is completely full, but we would like to hear from you where exactly on board ISS you are and what you can see around you. Don't fall over. Robert. Everything's very fine here. You guys seem to be doing fine up there. I'm glad to hear that there's such a big interest. I'm on board the ISS. We are now flying over the Pacific Ocean, about over Peru. And on board here, we're in the Columbus module. That's one of the scientific labs. And you can see all the equipment here. We're doing a lot of research on all kinds of fields. And of course, behind us is the rest of the ISS, but this is where we are right now, and it's a great space to work and to write also.
We hebben begrepen dat je een verstekeling aan boord.
We understand that you have a stowaway on board, a space passenger, and it's a very special one. He's on a billboard here in Amsterdam, and everybody here, or people in Amsterdam, think that it's been photoshopped. And I would like to ask you that Artis Marcis, the mascot, is really on board of the ISS. Yes, it's a stowaway. You can know. Here he is. Awesome. Awesome sight to see. This afternoon we have 5 people who will be asking you a question. There's 2 children from elementary school and they won a competition, and that's why they have been chosen to ask a question. One girl is also from Artis. She also won a competition. We also have a question from the mayor of Amsterdam and then from the Artis zoo professor. I would like to introduce them to you briefly, and they will ask you a question, and we are anxious to hear your brief, concise answers. First question is from Isla Ripple. She is 6. She's looking beautiful because she's wearing a homemade astronaut outfit, and she also does ballet. And I'm going to ask her to ask your question. Do you believe in aliens?
No.
Well, here's the first one. Personally, I do believe there are aliens. Not in Mars, well, we haven't seen them yet, but I can imagine that, I mean, I do know that there's a lot of stars in space, and around these stars there's planets. And so I do believe that there are a lot of planets with people or beings living on there, and I hope we will find out soon.
Nou, dat is al een heel spannend antwoord.
Well, that's a very exciting answer. So aliens might exist, and we might see proof soon. We'll just have to wait and see. And Andre has one on board, and it's a very special green space alien. Now there's a question from another student, Rumali, and he's from an elementary school in Nieuwegein. He's age 11, and he has a very nice question for Andre. What is your favorite space on the ISS and why? Well, my favorite spot on board the ISS is the viewing area. There's a cupola and it's surrounded by windows and also above you, and you can see everything around you. You can turn around and you can see Earth from all angles, and it's a fantastic spot. And every time I think, wow, this is so beautiful, it's just awesome. During the day, it's beautiful. At night too, you can see all the lights on Earth and the stars. So that's a very good spot. It wasn't there when I was on my first flight, so I'm very excited about this.
Oké, dan gaan we naar de volgende vraag.
So now the next question, and that comes from a very special guest here in the planetarium, to know Mayor of Amsterdam, Eberhard van der Laan, who would also like to talk to Andre Kuipers on board ISS. And here's his question. Good morning, Mr. Kuipers. I was wondering, when you return to Earth, what will you be missing most from this trip? Well, it's a big honor to hear a question from you. I've been sleeping great here, but that might be something that I might like more. It's a very pleasant feeling. So I'm sorry, but there's very bad audio right now. Floating is very pleasant, and I can recommend it to everybody. Over.
Online?
Are you still online?
Heeft hier de vraag gesteld?
Here's a question. We just asked a question. Okay, question is if the sense of smell is different in microgravity. Could you please repeat the question?
Alles aan boord van het ruimtestation nog hetzelfde?
Can you tell me if sense of smell is different in microgravity or is it the same as on Earth here?
Ik hoor alleen maar hier op aarde.
Well, I can only hear here on Earth, so I don't quite understand the question. Could you please repeat it one more time?
Ruikt alles aan boord van het ruimtestation?
Does everything on board ISS smell the same as here on Earth? Okay, now I understand. Well, that's a very interesting question. Space or microgravity is a very interesting thing. When you get on board of the ISS, everything smells new, actually. It's just like you get into a new car. Sometimes it smells a little oily here. Of course, we cannot open any windows. But you get used to that quite quickly. Food on board, it's about the same as on Earth. Taste, you need a little more spicy food or tastier food. At first, your nose is a little swollen on the inside. But of course, when we get delivery of fresh fruit, that is really a pleasure to eat. So sense of smell does not really change on board here.
Prachtig.
Great. And the last question comes from Artis Zoo Professor Eric de Jong, who will ask the last question for this afternoon. Mr. Kuipers, what can or how can space research contribute to big issues here on Earth, such as biodiversity, climate change, and sustainability? Well, I think in the first place, the realization that nothing is sacred. Excuse me, but I can hear double sound, double audio. Especially at night, you can see an awful lot of lights on Earth, and you can see that Earth is very heavily populated. On the other side, you also have the deserts. We have to realize that Earth is limited. So you, from here in space, you realize very well how limited, how restricted Earth is, and how careful we have to be with our resources. You can also see that from satellite images, that they really make you realize that those satellite images document the changes and show you different things. Recently, we opened a satellite portal which allows us to use the data coming from space. I believe that's a very important development, and so that way we can determine where there are the dangers. So, but the main thing is that Earth is beautiful but very vulnerable. Great answer. We are very happy with your answers to your questions here in the room. And then in closing of this fantastic session, this Contact with Space, Andre would like to ask you if it's true that you will come by the Artis Planetarium one more time, and also if for us you would happen to have your own message to convey to us down here. Well, I will definitely come to the planetarium for a visit, and if maybe several times, if there's enough interest, I will do several presentations. It's a great location, and to me it's really fantastic to be kind of in my own city and talk with my own city, and that's one of the things that I really was looking forward to. A message I would like to convey is, well, that I would like to come by and congratulate everybody who's present in the room. I really hope that you will keep on following this mission and everything that's been going on. I've been a regular at the planetarium, and it's all very interesting and encouraging there. So to me, planetarium is one of the most interesting fields. And before we are cut off here, I will show you some more weightlessness. I wish you the very best this afternoon in the planetarium.
Station, this is Houston ACR. Thank you. That concludes our event.
Thank you, European Space Agency. Andre, please stand by while we reconfigure video and audio communications.